So following on from the Burke's protest last night, 3 members of the Burke family, Martina Burke, the mother, Isaac Burke and Amy Burke, were all turfed out of a fundraising gala dinner or a get-together involving Taoiseach Mihol Martin concerning their son/brother Enoch Burke. And if you've been following Mihol in Washington over the last few days, Mihol's wriggled off a few hooks by the looks of things. And one thing that I've noticed about Mihol Martin is when he's wriggling off a hook to a degree, he'll smirk, he'll have this duper's delight, nauseating grin on his face. Like, for example, when Trump announced that Ireland's housing crisis was actually a good thing. It's because Ireland was doing so well. Mihol had been squirming up to that point, and he immediately started grinning like a Cheshire cat. And Trump then went on to say that he believed that Martin could sort the problem out. He grinned even further. Well, we have further evidence of this grinning here in this short video clip where Mihol has described the Burke's behaviour as regrettable. And also it seems to be he's taking great pleasure out of the fact that things may have spun around in his favour concerning this particular event, especially when you have the mainstream media press backing him up and lambasting the Burkes. So we'll hear what Mihol has to say and then we'll break it down just a little bit. Here is Mihol Martin on Taoiseach of Ireland.
It didn't significantly in any way kind of disrupt the event. I think Coach Dan Quinn handled it in his stride. I think it was regrettable that incident happened. People have a right to protest in a proper way, and that is not a proper way, to attempt to maybe disrupt an event that was.
Look at how he says this was not proper. This was not proper. This was an attempt to disrupt an event. And he has that smirk starting to break out on that little rat face of his.
To honour people who have been of such service to Ireland in the US and people of the Irish-American diaspora who really are not involved in anything to do.
Look at his face. Look at that smirk. Why would he be smirking about something like this? He should be disgusted. He should be appalled by this. He shouldn't be smirking at it. He's talking about the Irish-American diaspora, talking about how this has nothing to do with them. Just look at him. Look at that face. That face looks like he's been sucking lemons. At least, he usually looks like he's been sucking lemons. In this case, he looks like he's the cat that got the cream.
This issue, and it was a night of celebration and recognition for those honorees. But that said, I don't think it had that impact, but we live in a democracy. First of all, I think it didn't significantly in any way kind of disrupt the event, I think.
So he talks about us living in a democracy, and following the last Irish elections, there's some very questionable results coming in about that, especially concerning him, Simon Harris, and of course Helen McEntee managing to increase vote shares despite being unmitigated disasters. So Martin is using this opportunity to bang on about how Ireland is a democracy. He was out there representing the Irish-American diaspora, how the Burke's behaviour was regrettable. That's a very patronising way to put things, and then of course having that smirky duper's delight on his face when it comes to describing the event. Almost like he was relishing in it. I'm sure he sat and watched the footage earlier on of them being trailed out of that place in their bare feet or their stockinged feet in the case of Martina and Amy, however her name is pronounced. So yeah, Martin's probably feeling very, contented with himself right now. But Mihol, people like you, it's only a matter of time before they get their comeuppance and they have their downfall, and it'll happen. It'll happen. I don't wish any ill on anybody, but people like him get away with things for so long and then they have their day. So that's the situation in Washington at the minute. We've had no more updates from the Burkes, at least not as per yet. Mihol went on to talk about his security how he felt that he was well looked after over there. Not that the Burkes present any kind of security threat to him whatsoever, but he's talking about his security. So let me know what your thoughts, opinions and comments are in the box below, in the description box below. You'll find a link through to the option to join the channel. If you feel that this content is worthwhile, you feel like it's beneficial, you feel like the word is being spread out there, consider becoming a channel member. But for now, I'm Rick Munn, No Risk, No Reward Media, over and out.